Okay, today I'm going to try to make a new tool that I need for the shop. I could buy one, they're not expensive. I just don't want to wait 3 days to get it. So what it's called a mortise gauge or a transfer scribe, or I'm sure there's other names for it out there, but it's basically a block with an arm that comes out of it that has a marking device on it. That's the other side of that arm. And it's got a locking fastener of some sort up there. So this can slide in and out, and the distance between this block and this marking point is wherever your mortise goes or whatever other thing you're looking to mark. Since most of my work is usually metalworking, I do this with the scribe all the time. Sometimes I use, one of these guys, or I will set something on my caliper, scribe that. Instead of marking it with a ruler and a pencil, it's more accurate. But the problem with this is, if I'm marking something, you can sort of get a radius. It's not dead straight every time unless you're really locked in. So what I'd like to do, what's different than the ones you can buy out there, I'd like it to be able to accept something like this, a point. It could even be a nail or whatever, something that's a straight point that I can use to mark on metal, or like a utility knife razor blade on there. So I'm going to make the end of it accept some other marking tool. I have a really nice piece of maple that was an offcut from, I don't remember what, but it's rock solid. It's like a little brick. And I have a whole bunch of this hickory flooring left over from when I did our flooring. So I think this cut down, trimmed up, can be my depth gauge sliding part. So really what I got to do here is cut a mortise into this, which having a mortise gauge would be awesome to do this, but I'm going to have to do it other ways. Mill this down so it's ready to slide in and out of here, and then figure out how I'm going to make my top. I think I'm just going to use a 1/4 fastener. I'll thread it into this. I can thread right in this maple. And then, however, I'm going to hold the utility knife and the scribe tool on the end here to be a marker. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is try to clean up this piece of hickory that I've got. Like I said, it's an old piece of flooring, so it's got a tongue here that's not really going to be useful for me. It's got a groove here that's not useful. It's got these milled grooves into the bottom that's kind of ugly and going to be in my way. Tongue. I might leave this nice finish on the top. It seems like that would slide nicely. So first thing I'm going to do is just try to clean this up on the bandsaw, see what I can get to get this to be a nice square piece of wood. So there we go. Nice piece of hickory. It's about 1/2 inch by inch and 3/16. It's still rough from the bandsaw, but we'll clean that up. That hickory is pretty sweet. It sands perfectly smooth. So, see if I can fit the end here to accept that blade and the scribe tool, and we'll make that block. Okay, now that I've got my arm made, it's time to make the block, which I need to have coming out of here. So, make a couple of rough pencil sketches. So I didn't go all the way through, and I'm marking my holes by drilling up through the other side, because this would tear out if I blasted all the way through this. So now I'm going to come back in this way and see if I can avoid making a total mess out of what I just did. Oh shit. There we go. Square holes. Not the prettiest hole I ever made. It'll do for this. Alright, I think we basically have it there. So I can use this scribe or whatever. The nails I have are just slightly too small. I fit it into there. Tighten it down with this. And now if I want to transfer a measurement, digging in a little bit too hard there, but you get the idea. So the other idea here was that it could be used with something like a utility knife blade. Wedge it down in there, you got a little bit sticking out. Tighten it up. So once that blade's tightened in there, I'd probably break this off so I don't have a whirling piece of razor blade pointing at myself. See, it transfers a nice straight line. Pretty cool. And that's all out of scrap. There's probably a million uses for this thing. As you can see, my strongest suit is neither chisels nor mortises, but practice makes perfect. Pretty happy with the results in about an hour of work. Only nicked myself a few times with those little chisels. That's the saying around here. If I'm not bleeding, I'm not working though. So hope somebody finds this handy. Let me know if you make one of these for yourself. Post a picture of it. Love to check it out. See you next time.